So you give me 100 G's. That's
because
30 in and 70 profit.
We split the car, so you get 100 back, and I keep the car. Just look at this. This is all profit for you. All of that is.
Maybe he sells his car for a bigger number, but 70 grand profit on a $30,000 investment.
A chilling silence fell over the car world. Just when everyone thought Richard Rawlings was unstoppable, a shocking event at age 55 left his millions of fans heartbroken and worried. This is the story of a man who built an empire on speed and hustle, only to face a challenge that threatened to take it all away. What happened to the king of Gas Monkey Garage, and how did he find himself on a path no one saw coming? A health crisis strikes. Richard Rawlings faced a severe health crisis that put him in the hospital for weeks. Doctors gave him a clear warning. His fast-paced life, filled with 18-hour workdays, late nights, and stressful choices, was too much for his body. They told him if he wanted to live, he had to change everything. His relentless drive, often seen as a badge of honor in the industry, pushed his body to its limits, leading to this severe health scare. The way the entertainment world often praises constant work, sometimes without looking at the cost to a person's health, played a part in this. The big question was if he would want to go back to the life that almost ended him. This critical moment forced him to think about slowing down, something he never seemed to know how to do. It was a crossroads where the road he had always traveled seemed to lead to a dangerous cliff. Fans quickly filled social media with messages of support, prayers, and shared memories. Many were thankful for how Richard had inspired them to chase their own dreams, but others wondered if they had celebrated his constant work too much, asking if anyone had ever checked if he was truly okay behind his tough guy act. This outpouring of concern showed how much he meant to his followers and how deeply his health scare affected them. This health scare was a wake-up call, not just for Richard, but for everyone watching. It marked a turning point, pushing him onto a new path. But what did this new path look like for a man who only knew one speed? Full throttle? A new road ahead. After facing his health scare, Richard Rawlings made a big choice. He decided to move away from what he called beer budget cars and focus on expensive European models. This was not just a small change, it was a total reinvention of himself and his business. This shift showed a clear move towards a different kind of car world, one where quality and high value took center stage. It was a calculated step, aimed at changing his business and his image. For years, Gas Monkey Garage was known for taking American muscle cars, hot rods, and classic vehicles, often found in rough shape, and bringing them back to life with a unique Gas Monkey flair. These were the cars that built his fame on Fast and Loud, vehicles like the iconic 1968 Gold Corvette, a custom build for Hot Wheels. They recreated the famous 1968 Mustang Fastback from the movie Bullitt. They even built a 1963 Ford Falcon race car with a 363 cubic inch V8 engine. Other memorable projects included the Crew Cut Dually, a 1992 Chevy Crew Cab Dually Roadster, and the Hypo Hauler, a 1963 Ford Econoline with a 700 horsepower engine. Richard and his team also tackled unique projects like a replica of the 1985 Pontiac Trans Am kit car from Knight Rider and a custom 1956 Chevy Nomad for Dale Earnhardt Jr., painted in Diet Mountain Dew green. They even worked on tiny microcars like the 1962 Peel P50 and the 1958 Shelter. These builds, while impressive, often involved extensive modifications that sometimes changed the original character of the cars. But now, Richard was ready for something new, something more refined. To make this big shift, he needed to clear out a lot of his existing collection. In 2022, Richard sold off a large part of his car collection in an online auction with the help of Bring a Trailer. He put 28 of his cars up for sale with no minimum price. This meant whatever the highest bid was, that's what the car sold for, no matter how low. He made over $1 million from this sale. The auction saw a wide variety of vehicles go under the hammer. The biggest sale was a 1993 Toyota Supra Turbo, which sold for $121,000, making it the star of the auction. But not all cars fetched high prices. Someone got a great deal on his 1957 Ford F-150, snagging it for just $7,700. Another lucky buyer picked up his 1976 Jaguar XJ 12L Series 2, which had only 12,000 miles on it, for a little over $10,000. Other notable cars sold included a 1932 Ford 5-window coupe hot rod for $55,000, a 1959 Chevrolet Corvette 3-speed 350 for $45,250, and a 1965 Ford Mustang Fastback, K-Code 5-speed for $75,000, a 1979 Porsche 928 5-speed went for $46,000, and a unique 1986 Zimmer Quicksilver sold for $24,000. He also sold a 1972 Olds Cutlass Supreme for $67,442. Even though some cars sold for less than he might have hoped, this auction was a smart move. It gave him the money he needed to start fresh and buy the high-end cars he now wanted. This was a strategic financial play, clearing out old inventory to fund a new, more upscale direction for Gas Monkey Garage. With cash in hand and empty space at his garage, Richard started building his collection again. This time, he focused on Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and old European cars, especially those from the 1970s and 1980s. By early 2024, he had already spent over $1 million on this new direction. This investment showed he was serious about his new path, pouring significant funds into a collection that reflected his evolved taste and business goals. His new collection includes some truly impressive machines. He now owns a Ferrari 308 GTB, a classic Italian sports car known for its sleek design. He also has a JDM, Japanese domestic market, right-hand drive Supra, showing his continued appreciation for high-performance Japanese vehicles, even as he shifts to European models. Among his most prized possessions is a 1989 Lamborghini Countach 25th Anniversary Edition, finished in black, just like the one from the famous Cannonball Run movie. He also has a more relaxed cruiser, a 1986 Rolls-Royce Corniche convertible, which he kept mostly stock. Another unique car in his collection is a 1984 Zimmer Quicksilver, an aftermarket car built on a Pontiac Fiero base, extensively modified to look like a 1970s or 1980s Cadillac. One amazing moment happened when Richard traveled to Ireland and bought 5 Ferrari Testarossas. These cars were originally used as props in the 2021 movie Infinite, starring Mark Wahlberg. One of these cars was even changed to run on electricity, which surprised many people at a big car show called SEMA in 2023. This electric Testarossa, nicknamed Testa, was a collaboration between Gas Monkey Garage and Legacy EV. It took about 40 days and cost around $350,000 to build. The Testa ditches its original 4.9-liter 12-cylinder engine for a modern electric motor, making 300 horsepower and 386 foot-pounds of torque, which is actually more torque than the original V12 engine. It's powered by a custom 84.6 kilowatt-hour battery pack and has an estimated driving range of 170 to 225 miles. This unique car has no roof or full windscreen, just a small wind deflector and a roll hoop, giving it a bold open-air look. It even features 3 seats arranged around a centrally mounted steering wheel, similar to the iconic McLaren F1. Finished in a sleek white, it has modern LED lights in the grille and headlamps, blending classic style with futuristic technology. This particular purchase showed that while he loved classic cars, he was also open to new ideas and modern technology, like electric vehicles. It was a blend of old and new, showing his willingness to adapt and push boundaries in the automotive world. Beyond the European exotics, Richard still holds on to some powerful American muscle. He has a 1970 Dodge Challenger with a 383 Magnum V8 engine. He also owns a 2015 Dodge Challenger Hellcat, pushing an impressive 707 horsepower. This Hellcat was actually the second one ever made and was once stolen before being recovered. He even has a 1968 Shelby Mustang convertible, modified for off-road use with large tires, inspired by the Thomas Crown Affair. Another classic he still owns is a 1977 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am, a car that captures the spirit of 1970s American performance. For his daily driving needs, he often uses a 2021 Ram TRX pickup, a beast of a truck with a supercharged 6.2-liter Hemi V8 engine that produces over 700 horsepower. This truck is known for its aggressive design and ability to handle both on-road and off-road conditions. This dramatic shift shows a new Richard, one who is looking forward. But to truly understand this change, we need to look back at the winding road that led him to this moment, a road filled with unexpected turns and a drive that started long ago. A look back. Richard Rawlings was born in Fort Worth, Texas in 1969. From a very young age, he loved cars. He went to car shows with his father and started buying and selling cars when he was just 14. This early passion for cars was not just a hobby. It was a way of life that taught him about deals and making money. He would deliver newspapers early in the morning and again after school, learning a strong work ethic that would define his future endeavors. This early start in business and his constant exposure to cars laid the groundwork for his future empire. Before he turned 21, Richard had a few surprising jobs. He worked as a police officer, a firefighter, and an EMT. These were high-pressure jobs that showed his willingness to face danger and uncertainty head-on. He even faced a dangerous moment when he was shot during an attempted carjacking while off-duty, trying to stop someone from stealing his 1965 Mustang Fastback. This intense experience, combined with his early and risky jobs, helped him build a strong sense of resilience and a high tolerance for risk. These qualities would later prove vital in the fast-paced world of car flipping and reality television. At 25, Richard sold everything he owned and went to California. He came back to Texas with no money, but soon started a printing and advertising company called Lincoln Press in 1999. He grew this business successfully for 5 years and then sold it. The money from this sale, about $175,000 after paying off debts, became the starting fund for his true dream, Gas Monkey Garage. This shows that his early hustle was not just about cars, but about building capital through any means necessary to achieve his ultimate automotive dream. In 2002, Richard launched Gas Monkey Garage in Dallas. This shop became famous for customizing classic cars and hot rods for people all over the world. His love for cars and his sharp business sense were the driving forces behind its success. He was hands-on in the business, but also trusted his team to do great work, which helped the garage grow quickly. Gas Monkey Garage quickly became a hub for car lovers, but it was the arrival of television cameras that truly launched Richard Rawlings into superstardom, bringing his loud personality and fast deals to millions of homes. Fast and Loud. On June 6, 2012, Gas Monkey Garage became the star of a new Discovery Channel show called Fast and Loud. The show was an instant hit, showing Richard and his team finding old, rusty cars and turning them into amazing custom rides. It ran for 16 seasons, captivating millions of viewers. This show brought him great fame and helped build his wealth. It was a full-blown adrenaline rush for anyone who loved classic cars and big builds. Even though the show was getting its best ratings ever in its 16th season, Richard decided to walk away in 2020. He felt trapped by his contract with Discovery, which even controlled his social media accounts. He could not post a personal picture without their approval and faced big fines if he said anything they did not like. Richard wanted more freedom and control over his brand. Over time, some fans felt the show changed. The excitement of seeing a rusty car become new started to fade as people saw how much time, money, and original parts were lost. There were also talks about misleading car values, which made some viewers feel let down. This shift in how fans felt showed that they wanted more realness and less drama. The show's journey from a true car garage to a more scripted TV spectacle made some viewers question its honesty. The end of Fast and Loud was a big deal for car shows. It had inspired many car fans and left a lasting mark on car culture. Even though the show is over, its spirit lives on through Richard's new projects and the memories of millions of viewers. Leaving a hit TV show was a massive gamble, but for Richard, it was about taking back control. This desire for freedom would lead him to new ventures and new battles, proving that his empire was always expanding, even if it meant fighting for it. Beyond the garage, Richard Rawlings used his fame to build a bigger Gas Monkey empire. In September 2013, he opened Gas Monkey Bar and Grill in Dallas, and a second one at the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport opened in March 2014. He also opened Gas Monkey Live, a place for live music, in October 2014. These ventures showed his ambition to expand his brand beyond just cars. Gas Monkey Live closed its doors in May 2020. While the COVID-19 pandemic played a part, employees said the closure was planned even before the virus hit, mainly because of issues with the landlord. The venue was supposed to merge with Gas Monkey Bar and Grill, which was being renovated to hold bigger crowds. Richard faced a big legal fight with the investors of Gas Monkey Bar and Grill. He sued them for $1 million in March 2019, saying they used his brand without permission after he ended their license in late 2018. He also claimed the bar promoted a whiskey brand he did not approve and hosted lewd events that hurt his family-friendly image. The investors also sued him. This legal battle showed how fiercely Richard protects his brand and image. He wanted to keep control over how his name was used, especially if it did not fit with what he had built. By August 2019, both sides settled their differences, and the bar later reopened in 2021 as Amplified, completely removing the Gas Monkey name. After leaving Discovery, Richard moved his brand to YouTube. His channel quickly became very popular, featuring car builds and podcasts. This move gave him full control over his content and likely earned him more money than basic cable. He understood that traditional TV was changing and that online platforms were the new way to reach people. In 2024, Richard started a new venture called Gas Monkey Sturgis. It opened with a bang during the 84th Sturgis Motorcycle Rally, offering food, drinks, and unforgettable times. This new project in a new city showed that he was always looking for new opportunities and ready to start fresh. Richard is also known for his daring road rallies. In May 2007, with co-pilot Dennis Collins, he reportedly broke the 1979 Cannonball Run record, driving from New York City to Los Angeles in 31 hours and 59 minutes. This achievement was even recognized by Jay Leno. This record-breaking drive cemented his image as a daredevil and someone who pushes limits, both in cars and in business. Richard Rawlings has always been a man in motion. But beyond the deals and the drama, there is a personal story that continues to unfold, shaping the man behind the myth. The man behind the myth? Richard Rawlings has been married 3 times. He first married Karen K. Grames in 1993, but they divorced in 1994. In 1999, he married Suzanne Marie Mergel. They divorced in 2009, but remarried in 2015. However, they separated again in 2019 and filed for divorce. He married Katerina Rawlings in 2020. His fast-paced professional life with constant cameras and business growth made keeping a stable personal relationship very challenging. Richard Rawlings has built a significant fortune. As of recent estimates, his net worth is believed to be between $15 million and $20 million. This comes from his earnings from Fast and Loud, his Gas Monkey garage businesses, brand deals, and other investments. His financial success is a clear sign of his sharp business mind and his passion for all things automotive. Richard Rawlings has lived a life in the fast lane, building a massive empire from his love of cars. His journey has been full of highs, from hit TV shows to record-breaking drives, but also deep challenges, including a shocking health scare at 55 that left his fans heartbroken. As he recovers and reinvents himself, focusing on high-end cars and new ventures like Gas Monkey Sturgis, Richard continues to show his unmatched drive.